So this one's for all you stargazers out there.
Yeah.
You know, itching to see more than just the moon and maybe the occasional, what is it, the Big Dipper.
Right.
We're doing a deep dive into a place called Glampful.
Okay.
It's this, well, glamping spot, obviously, in the
Yeah.
Adirondacks. And they're making some pretty bold claims about being the place to go for stargazing.
Yeah, and what's really caught my eye is how this Glampful, the Adirondacks premier glamping experience thing, how it starts off by talking about light pollution. Like, right off the bat, they hit you with this stat. 80% of Americans can't really see the stars properly anymore because of it.
80%. Man, that's, I mean, I knew it was bad, but that's kind of disheartening. Like, yeah, okay, missing a few twinkling lights, whatever.
Yeah.
But what's the real harm? I mean, why should we even care about all this light pollution?
Well, for one thing, imagine like a constant haze just hanging over everything and you can't quite see through it. That's kind of what's happening to the night sky. For astronomers, it's a nightmare. Distant galaxies, faint stars, all that stuff. It's just getting completely drowned out.
Ah, I see, I see.
Yeah, it makes research incredibly difficult, you know? But honestly, it goes beyond just the science of it all, you know? Light pollution messes with animal migration patterns, throws our sleep cycles out of whack.
Oh, right, right. Yeah.
And honestly, finding a place with a truly dark sky, it's like stepping back in time, you know? It's experiencing the kind of night sky our ancestors saw. And it makes you realize what we're missing.
Wow. Okay, so dark skies. It's not just about pretty stars then.
No, no, no.
It's like a whole bigger picture thing. Which brings us back to, well, Glampful here.
Mhm.
They are really pushing this dark skies angle hard. Are the Adirondacks actually known for that, though? Or is that just some, clever marketing?
The Adirondacks are legitimately fantastic for stargazing.
Yeah.
Like seriously, on a clear night there, you can see the Milky Way like stretching across the sky. And I'm talking that band of stars that most people on the East Coast only ever see in pictures.
Wow. Yeah, I haven't seen that in years.
Right. And the big reason you can see it in the Adirondacks is because of the Adirondack Park. They've got these like really strict lighting ordinances and they've been working hard to, preserve that natural darkness. I mean, honestly, it's one of the best spots, at least east of the Mississippi, to go stargazing.
Huh. That's pretty impressive. It definitely sounds like Glampful knows what they've got going on there, because they also keep mentioning this like hilltop location that their setup is on,
Yeah.
even calling it a natural observatory. Is that like a real astronomy term? A natural observatory.
Not really an official term, no. But it makes me think that whoever's running this place, they get it. Like what makes for a good stargazing spot? I mean, you want that wide open view, no light blocking your view, kind of like if you were on a mountaintop or something.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
And the higher up you go, the less atmosphere you're looking through, which means
Sharper views?
exactly. They're really driving home this idea that you're not just paying for a campsite, you're paying for a front row seat to the cosmos.
It really makes you just want to like grab a blanket, maybe a telescope, and just get out there.
Wow, right?
Speaking of atmosphere, though not like the atmosphere, but the Glampful website talks a lot about their relaxing atmosphere too. How peaceful and quiet it is. And yeah, I mean, that's great and all, but is there something specific about that which actually makes for better stargazing?
Oh, yeah, for sure. You see, when you're trying to see the really faint stuff like galaxies, nebulae, your eyes have to like adjust to the dark. It takes a while too.
Right.
It's called becoming dark adapted, and even the slightest bit of light can mess you up. Like if you glance at your phone, poof.
Oh, yeah, yeah. You have to start all over again.
Exactly.
So I guess a dark sky and a quiet, dark environment are both important. Speaking of phones, though, I've got to ask about all these stargazing apps Glampful is pushing on their site, like SkyMap, StarChart, Stellarium. I don't know. Part of me feels like if you're trying to get away from it all, reconnect with nature, staring at a phone screen seems kind of counterproductive, right?
Oh, I totally see where you're coming from. There's something really special about finding those constellations yourself, getting to know the sky the old-fashioned way. But I think those apps can be so cool for like beginners, especially.
Oh, yeah.
Because they can help you identify what you're even looking at. So you're not just randomly staring at a bunch of scattered dots, right? You point your phone up and boom, there's Cassiopeia. It can give you that context.
Okay. So maybe more like they're a bridge. They help you get to know things, and then you can like appreciate them on their own after.
Right. And honestly, even people who've been stargazing forever, they use those apps, to plan their viewing or quickly check if something interesting is happening. Like if a satellite is passing by.
That makes sense. That makes sense. So it sounds like, based on what they're saying at least, this Glampful place could be pretty legit. They've definitely got the location, the vibe, all that working in their favor.
They really do. And if you're thinking about going, here's something I always try to remember when I'm stargazing. Something that I don't think the Glampful people really hit on. It's easy to get caught up in the visuals, right? It's stunning.
Oh, yeah.
But when you're under a truly dark sky, your other senses, they kind of wake up too, you know? The quiet feels deeper, the air feels different, even the scent of the forest around you. It all adds to the experience.
I never thought about that.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not just about what you see up there, it's how it makes you feel. You feel connected to something so much bigger than yourself, something ancient.
Wow. That's actually a really good point to end on. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive. Until next time.
You got it.